Namaste. Gems from Savitri. Sometimes just one sentence or one phrase is so liberating. And today we'll read that. If we just remember it is bound to change our life completely. Just to remember this one line from Savitri, which I wish to read. And so complete. Sri Aurobindo makes every grand truth so complete. See, there is this famous truth. We have to realize it by meditating upon it. Because if we catch it wrong by the wrong end, it can create chaos, like many great truths. And it's so hum asmi, or aham brahmasmi. I am God. Catch it from the wrong end, and look the chaos it can create. So that's why Sri Aurobindo always advised that when he said, yes, it is true, but this is not the way you approach it because it may lead to a self-aggrandizement. I am God. Now, at any level, imagine a person believes that this little ignorant formation, that I, which is God, is not this I, which is struggling in nature, obviously. That is an I, which is our ultimate I, ultimate self. But the formula doesn't further clarify it. Aham brahmasmi. You think of aham as my little self. That's how the asura took it like that, and he destroyed himself. And the devas said no, but that Brahman is always stable, full of peace, vastness, luminous, free, eternal. So that I we must find. Then we discover that I is none else but my own greatest I, highest I. So here the line is, or rather I'll read few lines, but one of them, the master line. The master of existence lurks in us. Page 66. The master of existence lurks in us. This is so liberating. Go anywhere, in Karavas or anywhere, worst state, darkest of darkness. Nobody to listen, nobody, no hope anywhere. Then just imagine this line comes to the mind. The master of existence lurks in us. The Lord of the creation is within us, the master of existence. Where is he? He lurks. He is moving around somewhere, He is hidden somewhere. And plays at hide and seek with his own force. With his yoga maya. He is hiding behind. So what is to be done to make him step in front? Call. That's what mother says. Call me, my child. Why this calling is needed? Because otherwise, anyway, she is there everywhere. But she is working through the Yoga Maya. That's what Sri Aurobindo says. The divine is everywhere, but he works veiled by his Yoga Maya. Yoga Maya has her own ways. It doesn't look at like immediate events. It's like moving on a very grand scale. So you want an intervention? Call. Because he's there. He's playing at hide and seek with his own force. So the moment there is a call in any part which is entangled in the force, he will come. In nature's instrument loiters secret God. This is so liberating. What are nature's instrument? We have outer instrument and the inner instrument. Inner instrument is mind. So a thought which calls the divine comes because he is right there. Behind the thought, the thought behind the thought, as the Upanishad puts it. But is that the only place where he is there? No, he is there in the little cell. Cell is also an instrument. The hand is an instrument. The legs are instrument. All these are instruments. And if we practice this invoking the divine even in instruments when we are working, then he will begin to manifest. So the entire yoga is here. In nature's instrument. Loiters secret God. And we can see it. The way nature acts, there is a wisdom which is behind. As I keep saying, in medical science, we see so often. And it's so strange that medical science, which understands, at least it has seen it, observed it, why does it believe that we must depend upon something external? One of the first things in physiology when I had read, I felt so happy. I mean, it's not that I believed in God that time, But I said, oh my God, this is something amazing. If there is a cut, all the cells know and they will reach that spot and they will correct it. I don't have to go through a thought and tell my cells, they are automatically coming. He said, this is something wonderful. Human body, the way it is built, all the nerves, everything. Look at even when we are speaking, listening. Can we imagine that billions of neurons are firing at this point of time? Billions of neurons simultaneously. We don't have a conscious control over them. But depending on the force that we are expressing, it will start moving them. So if we use forces, if we allow our brain to be used by forces which are of a very dark order, then we will have all kinds of, speech, which many of these people who are suffering from certain mental illnesses, etc., will have it. But if we open the brain to the influx of a light, because it's an instrument, it will automatically put everything in alignment. Can we imagine what is that force which is at this point of time making all these billions of neurons fire? They're all unconscious, by the way, to create a coordinated, coherent sentence. This itself is a marvel. The beating of the heart and entire thing. So in nature's instrument, loiters, secret God. He is within us. We don't need spirituality to know this, that God is within us. Science tells us. So that's why I often wonder why, medical science was in the best position to take this forward. And at one point, Mother says that, doctors have become full of formations of diseases and hospitals have become hubs like that. Then they said it should be replaced by the science of life. That's what doctors should become. To understand life, how it operates. No other branch. I must tell you that. Either you take up homeopathy, Ayurveda, all that studies was done. But the way allopathy has studied human physiology, and if you really look at the way physiology, biochemistry, amazing Krebs cycle, oxygen goes in. Do you have any idea how this oxygen changes itself into an energy giving thing, enters the red blood cell where it should go? We are just taking it mechanically, Then there is a whole passage, how it will go from the lungs to the blood. And there also nature has built easy to permeate, because you have to have special kind of channi filters. So it will go, only oxygen will go. You can't have all the things going inside. Then it has to zone in onto RBCs. Where are RBCs? Where are RBCs? So something will carry it. Then it will go inside RBC. But that is also not enough. It has to reach that point where it must be converted into energy. There is a little factory inside the cell. Mitochondria. It has to go there. There also there is a very complex mechanism. Just see a film, life of a cell. And you see that there is God. You don't have to. But strangely, suddenly, science, allopathy took a turn, where now we have all the gods outside in the form of, external processes where there is a living presence right in the body. So in nature's instrument, loiters, look at the word, secret God. He's loitering. Why secret? With a mask. Like olden times, you seen a king used to go out in the city with a bhesh badal ke. So he's loitering. Where is he loitering? In the white blood cells he is there. And thought can direct it. There are actual studies that if you think that your body cells are actually destroying tumor cells, it actually destroys. Just imagine the mechanism. Actually destroys. Why? Because God is present there. To him, everything is possible. But now, as he said, Shobita in one of his aphorisms, but medical science will not allow us to take that route, because we have got into a different group. We'll come out, because one day we'll discover it's not the route. It's a beautiful science, I must tell you, when we speak. It had gone very beautifully, anatomy, physiology, biochemistry. But the moment pharmacology came, then everything is outer. So this is how, it's a very beautiful, 3 more lines. The immanent lives in man as in his house. He is within us. This is his home. Where is the problem? Lives in man. There is a line in the Bhagavad Gita. This is a literal expansion of that line, but look at the beauty and majesty. Like Aham Brahmasmi. Shobinda puts it as the master of existence lurks in us. How different it becomes. Aham Brahmasmi can be only I am Brahman. What about the universe? All is Brahman. And that master. He is not just Brahman as an impersonal. Look at how Sri Aurobindo uplifted an ancient truth. Aham Brahmasmi, Brahman is impersonally lurks, he is everywhere in everything like an impersonal. But he's not using the word Brahman or impersonal state, he's saying master of existence. Beyond the impersonal Brahman, there is the infinite personality of the Godhead, and he is within us. And he is the master of all existence. Galaxies, atoms, worlds of gods, titans, everybody are at his service. The immanent. Immanent is one who lives within. The immanent lives in man as in his house. So nice to wake up with. Wake up. And he never sleeps. So that's how Sri Aurobindo puts in one of his poems. He says, when he speaks about 2 hours on a birthday. And then he says, but you don't have to worry. Because the pilot, he never sleeps. Whatever be the storm, whatever be the issues, but he doesn't sleep. He is watching over us. Just this thought is so liberating. And the Gita puts it as Manavi Tanu Ashritam. I dwell within I have taken shelter, or I am dwelling within Ashray in the human body. But look at how Sri Aurobindo puts it. The immanent lives in man as in his house. It's a living presence, and he goes further. He has made the universe his pastimes field. This is not play. Come, let's play. Krishna is inviting us. Lord, this is Kurukshetra. Are come, I am with you. No. It's a play, and yet no play, because there is a purpose behind it. But universe is his pastimes field, a vast gymnasium of his works of might. So when we go through this universe, when we look at science, can bring us to the doorsteps of the all wonderful. This is the business of science. At the end, after all, we forget everything. No, anybody remembers little bit except physics, chemistry, all Bohr's equation and Heisenberg's uncertainty principle, even Newton's 3 laws. People, which one is first one and second one? All the rest, anyways, is gone. Complicated mathematics. But science should not be taught like that. When you read biology, when you read physics, when you read chemistry, then you discover the wonderful, the all wonderful. Through science, we end up saying, oh my God, this amazing field could not have emerged out of just a, nobody or nothingness. It could not have been a random accident. Have you ever seen the nebula and the galaxy, how it is like you see the Vedas speak about the eye extended in heaven, the eye of Vishnu. You look at the images of the galaxy spinning in space, you will literally see an eye. And all these different constellations. So when we look at this world with open eyes, we discover this truth. The master of existence lurks in us and plays at hide and seek with his own force. In nature's instrument, loiters secret God. The immanent lives in man as in his house. He has made the universe his pastimes field. A vast gymnasium. This is our practice session going on. We are playing a game. Why? So that we develop the muscles. A vast gymnasium of his works of might. When we have crossed one level, he doesn't say, very good, Trebia. He'll say, okay. Somebody long back told this about mother's ways. And it's true in a sense. He says, it's like when you do a high jump. So you are raised, then there comes a time when you can't jump any longer, and then you are told, okay, this is your limit. Here there is no such thing. She will keep raising the bar and make sure that you jump. So the only way you cannot jump is when you forget her. Then it's different, because human effort, then you realize abhi 8 feet par khade ho, you are standing at 8 feet, even 4 feet was not possible. But the moment we remember her, she will make us jump, and she will not reduce the bar. She'll say, okay, good, come, let's go higher and higher and higher. That's the beauty. So every challenge is an opportunity to grow. Any kind of challenge in life, outer, inner, circumstances, situations, what are they? A vast gymnasium of His works of might. To cross, to take them as challenges, not in an egoistic sense. It's not nothing to do with us or our, but in the sense that He is training us. So we have also one very fine option. When we can't jump, so what do we say, Mother? Make us jump, no? Little toddler, she lifts us, says, okay, fine. Come, cross over. Life is beautiful when we look at it from the deeper perspective. Otherwise, it's all, we know what it is. We don't need to. But when we look at it from the divine point of view, that He's within us, He's making us go through all the challenges for our growth. And even while we are going through the challenges, He walks with us, holds us, carries us, listens to us. Then everything begins to change. Namaste.